welcome back at cloudbackupping.com. My name is Mauricio, and today we're going to have a look at Mozy Stash. Mozy is an online backup provider that now added a syncing feature to its service called Stash. And before we're going to review that service and see how it actually works, we're just going to dig briefly into what a synchronization actually means and how you can use it for your files. Let's say you have a desktop PC that is at your home or that is at your office, and on that PC, sorry for my drawing here, I'm not a drawing master, it's just to illustrate the fact that this is a stationary, a desktop PC here, and now you create a folder on that PC that contains some files. So let's say it contains a movie file. So this is actually a movie icon that I'm trying to draw here, so the little play button. But you get the idea. So you stuff that file into that folder, and now the challenge is that you have also an additional laptop that you carry around. So let's draw a little laptop here. So this is the keyboard, and now you want to transfer the files from the desktop PC to your laptop. Well, the question is, how do you do that? Well, before file synchronization services, people tended to use things like external hard drives or little USB sticks that you can just stuff into your PC, then transfer the data and unplug it and plug it again to your other machine and take it to your friend's house or whatever. But with file synchronization services, now things are a little different. The good thing is that your files are now not being stored on a physical hard drive, but instead your files are stored in the cloud. So let's draw a little cloud here, and the data goes directly into the cloud. So this is the provider. This provider could be Dropbox, or in our case, this could be Mozy Stash, that actually uploads the data and then uploads it to their servers, which is the cloud, and then you can download the files from every machine you want, and files are kept in sync between your desktop PC and your laptop. And that is the beauty of it. You now no longer need hard drives that you plug and unplug into the machines. So now you can create also a folder on your laptop, and that folder is going to be transferred to the cloud and going to be retransferred to your desktop PC. And now every folder you create within that syncing folder, with Mozy, it is called the Stash, and Dropbox, it's just the Dropbox that is going to be synced. And your data is always up to date. So if you're working on a document and edit a paragraph into that document, the document is always going to be the same on your laptop and your desktop PC. So instead of maintaining two folders and copying files back and forth, you only need one folder that is in the cloud and that is synced between all your devices. And Mozy Stash promises to do just that. So now we're going to have a look at Mozy Stash, what it does, and how you can use it for your files. Remember that Mozy Stash is still in beta, so there might still be some bugs. That's why I would not recommend using Mozy Stash now for your main files as main synchronization suite. So if you are already a Mozy customer, you just log into your account at secure.mozy.com and then click on the left-hand side on Stash Beta, and there you can click on Join Now and download Stash for either Windows or Mac. So depending on your operating system, there are the options here available for you. If you are not a customer of Mozy yet, you can create a free account that gives you 2 GB for free. So you can sign up there going on my website and clicking on the Sign Up Now link. And now this is going to download, so I'm going to fast forward the video here a little bit that you're not going to get bored. You might notice that I'm using a Mac, but obviously all this process works analogous for the Windows PC as well. So you don't have to worry, just follow the steps along. The process is basically the same and it works absolutely the same. So we're going to just install Stash and see how it performs. So I'm just going to launch Stash here from my application window and just quickly go through the installation wizard. I agree. And if you are already a customer, you just sign up here with your Mozy credentials. And I happen to be a customer, so I'm just going to put in my email address and my password. I have a 50 gigabyte account, and I'm going to link this computer with Mozy Stash. So it has to verify my account and link this computer that it can keep other computers or other files in sync with that folder that Mozy is going to be creating. And the way Mozy works is that if you have a, let's say, 50 gigabyte backup account and have 25 gigabyte already backed up, then you have 25 gigabyte left for your syncing space. So that can be quite generous, and you get the 50 gigabyte account for only $5.99 per month, or you're just going to choose the 2 gigabyte account, which is always going to be free, and you can use that as your syncing folder. This is the same size you get, for example, with Dropbox that also offers 2 gigabytes. So you can also change the location here of that folder. It is going to put that folder automatically into user/stash. As we can see here, obviously it is still empty. I have not placed any files into it, but we were having a little party last weekend, so I want to test that with the party photos I shot. This is around, well, I think 100 megabyte in JPEG photos, and we're just going to see how fast Mozy Stash shovels that onto their cloud, and how fast this is going to sync with my MacBook Pro. So here I am back, and at the bottom of the screen I have my MacBook Pro. This is my laptop. I'm here connected with a remote screen sharing. So, and on the top I am on my Macintosh, on my iMac here. So, and we're going to test how fast Mozy syncs the photos I have selected for this testing here. So I'm just going to open up the stash folder on my MacBook Pro, and we're going to observe how the process works here. So I copied the picture folder, and I'm going to paste that into the stash folder on my iMac, and now I'm going to just wait and see how fast it's going to appear on my MacBook Pro that I have at the bottom of the screen right here. So here's the folder, and then we have several pictures in it, and there you can see it already appeared at the bottom of this screen here. But actually there are not yet any pictures in it, so we have to wait until Mozy crunches and uploads the files to their service. Look, the folder is still empty, so let's wait and see how fast this is actually going to be. Okay, so now 13 minutes passed, actually, and we have all the files transferred. I think this is pretty slow. I hope Mozy is actually going to change that and going to work on the speed, because 15 minutes for a 100 megabyte is actually, well, not that good. But now let's see if everything has been transferred correctly. So what you can do right now is, for example, if you're on vacation or wherever, you can access your files from within the web restore client that Mozy offers. And we have that still on the bottom of that screen. So I'm just going to drag that a little up here that you can see everything. And when you have logged in into your Mozy account, you can just see here the little browse icon, and there you have the folder with all the photos, with all the pictures I shot in it. And you click on the arrow, on the blue arrow, you can download the photos, or you can select all and download everything. And when you click on the name, you can actually see, you can actually look at the photo and see what it actually does. Unfortunately, Mozy Stash does not offer file sharing yet. I really hope that they implement that, because this is a feature I absolutely and desperately going to need if I am supposed to use that product for a longer period, or as a replacement for example, Dropbox, where you can share folders and files with your friends, family, and colleagues. And I think this feature is absolutely necessary to be worth it. So it actually took long. The files are there. The files are correctly uploaded and correctly synced between my MacBook Pro and my iMac. And obviously the same is going to work with your Windows PC. Okay, so let's quickly summarize what Mozy Stash does for you. So we have here a little checklist that we're going to quickly glance over. And the first thing, obviously, it does file sync. This is a very important feature, and this is the only feature that actually counts at the moment. It does not do file sharing, unfortunately, but I guess that they're going to add that in future, or they should add that in future, because it's very important for many people to share files with colleagues or family members, etc. And it is not very speedy either, so obviously I'm going to cross that. And the last one is the ease of use, and I really think it is very easy to use. It's just installing, and then you have your stash folder and can synchronize your files. And remember, it is a beta, so do not use that as your primary syncing source unless they're going to have the final version ready. I think it's going to be a great service at the end, and you just have to experiment whether this is best for you. Watch out for my next video. I am going to compare Mozy with Dropbox and see which one performs better. So sorry for that being a little longer video, but I hope I could help you to see actually what Mozy Stash does and whether it is worth it for you to sign up for it, and if you could use that for your syncing purposes. So this was Mauricio for cloudbackupping.com, and we are going to see us next time.